Hello, guys. Welcome back to ESENtaxa. We are in live. We tried to do the live this week, Wednesday. Unfortunately, we had an issue. It was a period of the holidays, so it was not easy for us to set up the live, but we did it this Friday. In this live, I'm going to talk about the jurisdiction with zero corporate tax. Okay. Actually, I'm going to talk about 4 jurisdictions, and then if there are questions of any kind, feel free to start writing the questions here in the chat. I will reply you back in a span of 10 minutes, 15 minutes, okay? Which is basically the time of this live. So actually, we have 4 jurisdictions, as I said, in Europe, that basically allows you to have the zero corporate tax under certain conditions and under certain revenues. Now, how it works. First of all, we all know Estonia. Estonia is the jurisdiction that contains this rule. You can set up a company in Estonia and pay 0% corporate tax if you invest all your profit, basically, if you don't withdraw your dividends. Estonia is quite known. It's also known for the famous e-residence identity, digital identity, which might bring some issues in case you're not living there. There is something to be discussed about to avoid the tax inversion. But basically, we know, and it generally is known, that Estonia has this famous 0% corporate tax if you don't withdraw any dividends. Okay, basically, if you reinvest the entire amount of profit that you have gained with your Estonian company. The second jurisdiction is for millionaire. The Principate of Monaco. Then in between France and Italy, we have this very small jurisdiction, and there is no corporate tax and no income tax for anyone. But you pay corporate tax if you trade with outside the Principate of Monaco jurisdiction. In that case, you pay 30% around the corporate tax, so it's not so convenient. But if you live there and if you trade inside the Principate of Monaco with a company in Principate of Monaco, of course, you don't pay anything. But to live there, and you have to live there to have this benefit, you have to have at least €500,000. So, as I said, it's a place for millionaire. And these are the 2 jurisdictions that a lot of people are know already. Principate of Monaco, Estonia, it's fine. What about the other 2 jurisdictions that a lot of people are not aware of? One jurisdiction is Albania. We have a talk about this country in this channel. We have a couple of videos about it. And in this jurisdiction, we have also a corporate tax at 0% up to a certain threshold, above which you start paying 15% corporate tax. The threshold is in lek, which is the local currency. In Albania, we don't have euro. But actually, you can convert this lek value in euro, and it's about 120,000 euros. So up to this threshold, your corporate tax in Albania is 0%, above a 15%. Unless you're running in a field, you're running a business in the field of high-tech, computer developing, software developing, sorry, and then your corporate tax, it's 5% instead of 15%. So Albania, it's a great jurisdiction also to run your business and pay zero corporate tax. Dividends are 15%, which is basically a flat tax for any kind of other type of incomes. What is the other jurisdiction that has the zero corporate tax? Finally, the 4th jurisdiction is San Marino, the Republic of San Marino. People are not aware of that this jurisdiction has the possibility to have a zero corporate tax. What is that? What are the conditions? The condition is that you have to set up a company inside the field of advanced technology or in the field of innovations, okay? Technology innovations. So if you set up a company which fulfill this requirement, and next week we are going to release a video and we are going to explain you how to set up a company in San Marino under these conditions, you can pay for the first 3 years zero corporate tax, okay? And keep in mind that if you are a tax resident in San Marino, your dividends are only at 5% flat. If you don't know where this jurisdiction is located, well, it's located inside the Italian territory. So if you want to relocate in Italy, but you don't want to be Italian taxpayer for any reasons, you might also choose this jurisdiction, which is very close to the city of Rimini. It's between Emilia-Romagna region and Marche region. So it's quite close to the coastline on east side of Italy. It's a very small country. It has only 34,000 inhabitants. We also have made a video on San Marino Republic, how it's located geographically. And it has these great tax advantages for technology companies. If you're running a company that works in the blockchain domain, for example, it's a perfect jurisdiction to pay 0% corporate tax in the first 3 years. Then it grows to 4% for other 5 years, and then it stabilizes. It goes to 8%, so another bracket, and then 17%, which is the highest tax rate for corporate. But you have the first years, well, you pay almost nothing. And I said again, the dividend pays only 5% flat. Moreover, all these jurisdictions that I have, except Estonia, but all these jurisdictions, they don't apply the CFC rules, the control foreign company rules. So if you want to manage a company that you have already in another country and you want to set up your tax resident in one of these jurisdictions, well, you don't have to care about the CFC rules, the control foreign company. So you don't have to worry to see your foreign income requalified and taxed on your physical person, okay, on yourself. We also have made a video on the CFC rules in ESENtaxa. So all these concepts are well explained in the channel. So just Google ESENtaxa CFC rules or ESENtaxa San Marino Republic, ESENtaxa Albania. You will find plenty of information for free in this channel. Okay, let's see some questions of today. Let me check. First question is from Sweet Sleep. Is there any chance to reduce taxes for someone who is already living in Italy to a single digit or 10%? Well, the answer of this question is depends of your income, depends of your type of activity, and depends basically where you are living actually. And because on general basis, if you're an Italian tax resident, you're already living in Italy, you cannot apply any of the tax regime that we are talking about here, like impotent regime or high net worth individual tax regime, etc., etc. But a lot of people are not aware of that. If you apply, if you have an income which is not too high, you have the chance to apply the detrazione list. What are the detrazione list? It's a list of expenses that you can have on your daily basis, such as purchase medicines at the pharmacy, grocery, or you want to refurbish your apartment and you want to purchase new furniture, or you want to refurbish your facade of your apartment, of your villa, or you want to purchase an electric car or electric column to charge your car. All these kind of expenses, or even if you want to purchase the new glasses, for example, all these expenses can be deducted against your taxes. So you first calculate your taxes, maybe it's 20% taxes or 25% taxes based on your tax bracket. But then, after having calculated your taxes, those are the gross RPF. So you have to subtract these taxes against your expenses, those expenses which are classified deductible or deductible after tax, and those are listed in the detrazione list. How can I benefit from those detrazione list? Basically, you have to provide to your accountant at the end of the year the list of expenses, the proof of the payment with a traceable way, like such as bank account or credit card, and basically the accountant can make the calculation. In most of the cases, you have 19% of the expenses. In some other cases, you can also have 50% of your expenses. So all this amount of money combined will be subtracted again your taxes. And then if you recalculate your tax pressure, it goes down to maybe also 10%. One single digit, I see it difficult if you're already living in Italy. Another possible strategy could be switch tax jurisdiction for 2 years and come back to Italy and apply for the impotent regime. This is the most quick way somehow. We also have explained in a video how to keep your impotent regime forever, because you have the way of switching your tax residence in another country. It can be also an European country, another jurisdiction, or Republic of San Marino jurisdiction, for example. Especially if you're a foreigner, if you're not Italian citizen, you don't have to subscribe yourself in Italian consulate when you move abroad, which means that it's more easier for you to switch the jurisdictions. So you can stay outside Italy, wherever country it is, can be also San Marino Republic, for example. I'll just give you an example. And then you come back to Italy after 2 years, and basically you can apply the repatriate regime. And under the repatriate regime, if you fulfill all the requirement of the repatriate regime, you can basically apply for this tax benefit, and you can squeeze your taxes down to 1 digit. This is another solution. And then there is the intermediate solution, which is basically if you're an employee and your payroll taxes on your payroll, the possibility is to switch as a self-employed with the forfait regime. As long as you are keeping your revenue below 85,000 euro in 2023, maybe this threshold will be increased next years. We're going to see with the next budget law. But if you stay below this threshold, you can apply the forfait regime. There are just few requirements to fulfill, and you pay only 5% flat tax. Okay. And again, if you want to know about the forfait regime, we have also explained this extensively, this tax regime, in our channel. Just wants to give you a hint, guys. In 2024, the news is that most likely the Italian government will drop the corporate tax also in Italy. So from 24% down to 15%. That's a very important news. There are rumors, and already the parliament suggests a law, let's say the draft of the law, that will bring the corporate tax down to 15%. So it's a great news. Of course, you can apply with this 15% under certain conditions. We are going to release a new video soon, next month, close to the budget law approval, and we're going to explain you how it works in 2024 with a corporate tax in Italy with a company, if you incorporate a company in Italy. Okay, so we are going to have also tax benefit on company level in Italy. So far, we always talk about self-employed, freelancer position, but next year we're going to have nice rule for the corporate tax. We have another questions. Good for the model CFC rule. Yes, exactly. So Albania and San Marino don't apply the CFC rules. So if you set up a company there, you don't have this issue. Okay, I think I've made my 10-15 minutes of live of this week. Stay tuned. Next week there will be some news on the channel. We're going to release new courses. We're going to release more informations. And if you want to know about other jurisdictions, we are expanding our network in Europe, our network of accountants, and we can combine multiple tax strategies, cross-checking different jurisdictions at the same time. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this live, and also for those who will watch this live in a second moment. See you to the next live. Thank you, and subscribe the channel, like button, and notification bell. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice evening.